Alrighty, so here is a short video on earring wire wrapping or earring wrapping, making an earring. I've got two simple beads. One's a pretty straightforward drill, side to side, and the other is a top drill. So both of these you can utilize with this technique, and we're just going to be using nice head pins today. You can also use wire if you wish. Head pins are easy to start with, and your own wire you can embellish later on. So this is just going to be the nice basic wrap, just the technique that we use. So we're going to use a bead, we're going to use a head pin, and we have 3 pairs of pliers that we're going to use. Round nose pliers, you can see the tongs here are completely round and smooth. Chain nose pliers, they're flat on the inside, no teeth, just nice and flat. And then our cutters, and this is just to snip our wire off. So how we're going to start out is with a head pin and a bead, and we're going to pop the bead on there. So we have our bead sitting on the head pin, and this whole tail here is what we're going to wrap into our earring. So you start off with your chain nose pliers, and the length or the positioning of the wire inside the chain nose pliers is what's going to denote how much wrap you have between your loop and your bead. So way down here at the skinny end, you're going to have very little wrapping. Way up here, you're going to have a lot of wrap. I always like to little wrap down at the bottom. So we have this here, and all we're going to do is we're going to take our finger and we're just going to push this wire. So you can see I'm right at the top of my pliers here. I've got my finger just positioned there, and all I'm going to do is push it 90 degrees. So I have just mushed my wire. You can see it from the side, 90 degrees out, just with my finger. And then I'm going to switch pliers. So I'm going to put down my chain nose pliers and grab my round nose pliers. So my round nose pliers are going to go right inside this little elbow. This, let's see, this, not here, not between your bead and your elbow, but here, right at the top of your elbow. You can see the bead is coming down from your pliers. The wire comes through the middle of the pliers and out the other side. And then we're going to use Yvette's handy dandy little saying. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this wire and we're going to pull it back around and point it down. So we're going to take our finger nice and close to your wire, and we're going to go up and around the world and back down. And then we're going to stop. And what you can see we have here is we have a loop that's been made on the top part of the wire. Our pliers were sat in like this. We've made that loop. So now what we need to do is we need to finish that loop. But if I don't move my pliers, the loop is going to be really long, and it's going to be out of, or not the right shape. And let me just show you that real quick. Let me grab a bead here and show you what I mean. So if we make my wonderful little L, and then we're going to do a loop nice and tight inside there. If we go up and over and down and do not move our pliers and we continue around, our loop is going to be elongated. You can see it here. Look at it. It's going to be elongated. And you really just need it this little loop, not this elongated part. So what we need to do is we need to change the position of our pliers. And how we do that, one of 2 ways. Take them out. So right now, the top tongue is inside the loop, and we need the bottom tongue to be in the loop. Take them out, put them in. You can see the difference. So this is where we ended up. This is where we need to be for the next step. For me, I simply take my pliers and flip them. So you can do either way. flip your pliers or take them out and put them right back in. This is where we need to be in order to complete the loop. Once you've moved your pliers or once you've flipped them, then what we do is we continue this wrap all the way around. Oops. I don't know if you guys saw that. We continued it around the bottom loop or the bottom tongue until we got a loop there. So again, let me see if I can get this one undone. If you ever need to straighten out your wire, just pull, flatten it out. You want to be gentle with it though. You can see I've made many mistakes that I need to straighten out my wire. Okay, so we're going to push down, change to our round nose pliers inside the loop. Here is another thing, inside the elbow. The size of your loop is regulated by where you place your wire. If you place your wire here and pull up and around, your loop is going to be very tiny. If you place your wire further back in your pliers, your loop is going to be very big. So it just depends on what you would like. So from here, we're going to go up, over, and down. So you can see where our little loop is. Change the pliers, continue around to the other side. That's where you have a loop. So my loop is a little bit off center. All you have to do is take your pliers and roll it back just a little tiny bit, and you'll have a nice loop. So here, once you have your loop, I like to take my chain nose pliers and hold on to this loop. Very easy. You just hold the loop flat. Just hold the loop flat. And then you're going to take your finger and you're going to take that extra and just wrap it around to your bead. When you get down to that edge, you are done and you're ready to snip. You want to get as tight as you can into your coil. Oops, I almost cut my loop, which I have done before. You want to just be careful. There we go. If you have a little burr sticking out, you're just going to take your chain nose pliers and, if I can get it, pull that in just a little bit. This one is not tucking for me, it's sliding. There we go. Just tuck it in. And then you attach your earring here. So that is the earring wrap. Let me do the second one that I started here. I've got my loop. I'm going to hold my loop flat inside my chain nose pliers. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to wrap, concentric circles down to my bead. And then my little tail I'm going to cut off. There we go. There's a little burr, you're going to tuck it in. Just like that. The other thing too is if you find that your loop is a little oblong and you wish it not to be, you can go ahead and round it out with your chain nose pliers. Just put it on there and scoot it in, and that'll round that out for you. And there's our nice little earring ready to be put onto an ear wire or a post or a lever back. The other type of bead that you can do, and it's kind of the same way, if you have a bead that has a top drill, so it's not drilled from side to side, and we don't want it to sit this way on our earring. We want it to sit this way on our earring. Just thread your head pin in, pull back a little bit. You're going to need a little bit on both sides, and you're going to just pull up. And once you pull up, cross these two over, and then you're just going to take this little short side and wrap it one time around. It doesn't have to be very many times. That will hold it. So that's like a half, I guess, and then one time. So now we have our little drop, and then we're going to do the wrap at the top. I'm actually going to snip this little tail here. So now we have this nice little piece here. We're going to put our chain nose right here. To do our wrap, I kind of pulled it out of there. So I'm going to hold with my chain nose, push down 90 degrees with my finger. You can see my 90-degree angle. I'm going to get rid of my chain nose, and I'm going to put my round nose inside this little elbow. So my round nose goes inside the elbow. And see, I'm going to pull up around the world and down, flip my pliers, carry through. So I've got a nice little loop there. And then I'm going to hold my loop with my chain nose, and I'm going to take my tail and wrap it all the way around. Oops, losing my grip there. So once it gets done, just gonna snip my extra. And we have a nice dangle earring. This is where you would attach your ear wire, and that's it. That is the earring wrap. You can also use this to make pendants out of beads. And that is our little follow-up video to our earring wrap class. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, great weeks, great days, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.